Everybody, welcome to the Not Bobby Durkin Show. Breaking news coming out of Clemson today. Gideon Davidson, the first 2025 commitment for Clemson. He's a running back out of Liberty Christian Academy, has just committed to Clemson. The running back. This guy is just a really impressive kid. And anyone who's been following his recruitment knows that Clemson was really the heavy favorite with Gideon Davidson. But once again, Gideon Davidson, running back out of Lynchburg, Virginia. Good grief. I need more coffee. As committed to Clemson. So let's talk a little bit about this guy. Let's give you some numbers about this kid. Now, he is the number 51 overall player in the 2025 ESPN 300. Right now, he's the 5th ranked running back rated in that recruiting class. And if he signs, he will be the first ESPN 300 running back to sign with Clemson since Will Shipley. So he's in good company. Now, of course, this guy is he just finished his sophomore year. And he's going into his junior year. Folks, people can decommit. This has happened all the time. You remember year before the last, Clemson got IMG'd, as we like to call it. And to a point, I can't blame them because Venables was leaving. So there's a point, I know, as Clemson fans, that's a really sore subject for us. But yeah, he could decommit. But this guy, this is what you want coming down the pike. You want a guy like this, sold on Clemson. And remember, you have to, even though he's committed, you still have to keep him sold on Clemson. What would keep him sold on Clemson is for Clemson to do very well this coming season and to see strides in the offense that we haven't seen in about 4 years. But we have the man for that. Sweeney made the hire. It's time to move on. I'm saying that to myself, actually. But with that said, let's talk a little bit about this guy. He's 6 foot tall, 195 pounds. I mean, that's a kid that just finished his sophomore season in high school. He looks like a man. He's a kid, but he looks like a man. He rushed for 1,392 yards and 23 touchdowns as a sophomore. The guy's shifty. He can move. And I want to tell you what I think really, really helped. Now, before I go here, I'm going to give a caveat, or not a caveat. I'm going to give a preface. I have been annoyed with Sweeney over the past few years with the whole culture thing. I want to make sure the culture's good. Well, that's good when you're recruiting in players. But what happens when you hire coaches who might have played at the school? They very well could have experienced the culture. They may even be good people, but they're not good coaches. Or they're not right for this role currently in their current abilities. That's probably a better way to say it. You cannot hire coaches at the level that Clemson University's at in football. You cannot hire coaches just based on culture. They have to have ability. They have to develop players. They have to scheme well. They have to know how to relate to the players. All while being a man of character. So I am not excluding the character part. You have to have good character. No team wants to deal with one of their players getting killed in a drunken DUI accident. I'll put it that way. And I'm not making light of that. I'm just saying nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with sexual assault all the time. You don't want to deal with it at all, but I'm just saying there's programs that sexual assault is constant. Dabo Swinney has built a culture that attracts kids who cares about culture. Now, with that said, I said all of that to say this. I'm going to read you a comment from Gideon Davidson. Coach Swinney and running backs coach CJ Spiller, they're just great guys. Davidson told ESPN, they're good Christian guys, and I just enjoy being around them. And they see something in me, so I really appreciate that, and I'm just excited to be one of their players. I'm going to pause here and tell you this. Do I believe Dabo Swinney or CJ Spiller are a perfect man? No, nobody is. That's the funny thing about Christianity. You can have a person who claims Christianity and they can mess up. See, they're not a Christian. And then you'll have that very same person go, well, the reason I don't become a Christian is because there's too many rules and I can't live up to it. Which is it? You're just being a hypocrite. But I know I just pissed off somebody there. But culture, these men, they may be fake. For all I know, they could get caught up in God knows what. Literally, God knows what. But my point in saying all of this is there's something about Dabo Swinney and his Christian morals that actually does attract not perfect players. We've seen players even recently who has done some things and then even transferred out of the program because he's not going to put up with their crap. He's not. He's not going to put up with their crap. But we've seen his good morals actually attract people. And I appreciate those morals. Listen, hiring somebody just because they were a Clemson player and they can't coach, I'm not for that. I'm not for that. But having a good culture that promotes family values, that will attract the right players, and you can attract talented players to come in and play well for you. And that really resonates with recruits, but most importantly, their parents, their guardians. Some of these guys their parents are not in the picture. I hate that for them. Their parents should grow a set and become adults. Okay? We're supposed to be adults. Adulting is hard. That's why a lot of people, they get old, they get gray hair, but they never grow up. Hal Scott says Gideon's going to be great. I think so. I hope so. Not me. Spiller is a dog at recruiting. Hey, he's resonating with people. This would be a great way to continue to resonate with him. We need a line to block for these running backs. But hopefully we're fixing that. I'm going to try to give some time there. Eric Weir, people are attracted to the truth. I'm going to disagree with you there. There are certain people who's attracted to the truth, and there's other people, they hate it. The truth will tick you off. But anyway, staying on, that's why a lot of people doesn't want to, be a part of the truth. But Gideon Davidson commits to Clemson. It looks like the culture, the good things that I'm happy about. Listen to me. It's working in Clemson's favor. And if you want an overall drama-free football program, you have to have this stuff. You have to have these type of cultures. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read comments and I'm going everywhere. I got to stop that. If you want a good football program that has very little drama, you have to have a good culture from the coaches, and you have to go out and recruit players who, this kid could come out tomorrow and be a terrible kid. I don't, I don't think so. I hope not. I hope for him personally that forget football that I hope that for him personally that he's a good young man. We need more good young men. Heck, we just need some men to step up and be actual men. But if you want a good program that is not riddled with craziness, this is where it's at. And today it seems to be that it has landed us a pretty doggone good recruit. And we have to continue recruiting him, even though he's committed. Even though he's committed to us, we still have to continue recruiting him. Everybody, listen, I have 22 people in here. I don't know how many thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hitting the thumbs up is free. And hitting that little bell, the notifications, that's free as well. But I appreciate everybody jumping in. Still Gamble, it's good to see you. Hal Scott, Not Me, Eric Weir, Taco Gaming 75. Huffer Billy Paul, got to meet Huffer Billy Paul in person. He's a really cool dude. Well, folks, listen, I work from home and I have a meeting in 1 minute, but I had to do this video. Everybody, we landed a fantastic commit, Gideon Davidson. I wish him the very best. I believe that there's actually more recruits that's going to be coming in, and it looks like Clemson is getting its mojo back. So look out, college football world. Tomorrow, Thursday, which is June the 15th at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, I have the voice of college football, Mark Rogers, coming on my show. We're going to talk once again tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Standard. Mark Rogers, the voice of college football, will be joining me. Folks, join me tomorrow. Tell your friends and family about it. Post this in your forums. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you next time. Great grab from Clemson, and the future's looking pretty doggone bright. Catch you next time.